Hi everyone and welcome back to Nazira's Lifestyle channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this very fragrant and delicious chicken biryani dish. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ingredients: you need some cashew nuts, butter, for flavouring star anise, cardamom, cinnamon and some green chilies, biryani mix powder, and you can buy this from any local supermarket, tomatoes, garlic and ginger paste, and this I've frozen into small cubes which I'm defrosting there, rose water, yellow food colouring, your chicken, and this should be washed with haldi, turmeric and salt and onions last. So as you can see here, I'm heating up my pot. So I've left it on a low heat and I've added approximately a tablespoon of olive oil, to which I'm adding a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to let that warm up really nicely before adding in my chopped onions. Now give that a really good stir. And then I'm going to add in my garlic and ginger cube. I've also added in some chopped ginger, but this is again completely optional. Next I'm adding in the star anise, cardamom and cinnamon, as well as some curry leaves. Then I'm going to add in my chicken and again give this a really good stir. Next add in the tomatoes and then my biryani mix. Finally give this a really good stir. And continue to give this a really good stir so that all of the flavors from the biryani mix are combining well with the chicken, and that all of the flavors from the biryani mix are being absorbed by the onions. The reason why I didn't say add salt is because the biryani mix should contain sufficient amount of salt, so it's entirely up to you. So I've added in a little bit of water, and then I've placed the lid on the pot and I've let this cook. And after about 15 to 20 minutes it should look a bit like this. Then I'm adding a small amount of curd, about 2 tablespoons or so, and then again I'm going to give this a good mix and close the lid. To a separate bowl I've added in some washed rice and butter, about a tablespoon of butter, and some peppercorns just to give some flavour, as well as boiling water, and I'm cooking the rice separately. Some people like to soak their rice, but again this is entirely up to you if you choose to do so. This is just the way I prefer to cook it. So meanwhile your chicken should be looking like this, at which point you can say it is somewhat cooked. And for the garnish, to a separate frying pan with some boiling hot oil, I've added in my thin chopped onions as well as cashew nuts next, and I'm gently frying these till they're golden brown, and this is going to serve as my garnish for the biryani. So as you can see, these are cooked and then I've placed them on a paper towel separately. To prepare the biryani dum, I've added a 1/4 cup of milk to a separate pot, and I've mixed rose water with the food colouring, and I'm adding this to the milk. And this is basically, as well as a tablespoon of butter here, and this is basically to ensure that the rice, which I'll now add, does not get roasted from the low heat at the bottom of the pot when I'm adding each layer. So what I'm going to do is, to assemble the biryani, I add a layer of the cooked rice. This is half cooked, half boiled rice. I'm adding a layer of that, and I'm trying to evenly spread the rice at the base. And also the milk and the rose water serves as flavour enhancers, so it's going to add flavours to the rice, which will eventually mix at the end and combine, but it enhances the flavour of the biryani overall. And now I'm going to add a layer of the chicken curry, or the chicken biryani curry mix. And again, I'm trying to evenly layer this as much as possible. I next add a little bit of the garnish inside, and you can also add raisins too. Again, it's entirely up to you. If you want to add cashew nuts, you can. If you don't want to, you have a nut allergy, you don't have to. Now you can add a little bit of the food colouring and the rosewater flavouring, as well as another tablespoon of butter. And then I'm going to add the next layer of rice over this. Again, I'm trying to layer this as evenly as possible. And then I'm going to add another layer of the chicken biryani mix. Followed by the cashew nuts, the roasted cashew nuts. Again, a tablespoon of butter and the food colouring mixed with rose water. So each layer gets a bit of the flavouring because I'm combining all of the flavours at each layer. And again, I'm going to layer it before I finally end up at the top where I add the balance cashew nuts, the roasted cashew nuts. And finally, the final layer of fried onions, as well as a tablespoon of butter and the balance or remaining food colouring mixed with the rose water. And I'm going to put the lid on this and let it gently cook because the rice is half boiled. I've also optionally added in some mint or pudina leaves. You can either add in mint leaves or you can add in coriander. It's entirely up to you what you choose to season or garnish with. But again, this adds a nice contrast to the flavour that's already within the biryani dish. Again, another reason why I chose not to soak the rice is because it was basmati rice that I was using. But again, it's entirely up to you if you want to soak it or not. And this is the dish overall once it's cooked. And you must give it a good stir just so that all of the flavours combine and the colour from the food colouring is evenly spread or dispersed over the grains of rice. It just looks so delicious. It makes me so hungry when I look at this. Biryani is like one of the most staple meals for Eid or any celebration, even a birthday. It's just one of those dishes that is iconic. And there is the overall dish. I hope you really enjoyed watching this. And if you did, please subscribe for similar content. Give our video a like and comment down below, how do you eat your biryani? Do you use the same garnish? Do you use anything different? What's your variations and takes on it? And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.